Hi Bert, this is Professor Lane, and what I thought I would do for you is show you what the solution was supposed to look like and walk you through and see what was done incorrectly so you don't have, hopefully have issues moving forward. Now, what you see up here on the right-hand side, this is what the solution for Chapter 11 should look like, and this is your submission is on the left-hand side. So as you can see, they don't look the same, right? So I'm going to scroll on down so you can take a peek at what page 2 should look like, and this is your page 2. All right, so again, I'm going to scroll back up. Now, what I'd like to do as well also is I want to pull up your submission, and with your submission, I can take a peek at what was marked incorrectly. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and, as I'm speaking with you right now, I'm on another window monitor, and I'm going to do that. So here is, I'm just going to pop this in here real quick. This is your scorecard, right? So you can go in and you can see exactly what you did incorrectly. So this is what I did. I downloaded your file. And what I like to tell students, if you're not sure, you can see everything which was marked incorrectly. And easy for us to go through, I always like to say, let's filter by what was marked incorrectly. And we can see specifically what was marked wrong if I hit that down arrow. So we can get really granular into the data regarding the assignment. All right. So knowing what we know about this, that's going to be helpful. But I need to pull that off the screen for now. And so I'll pull that aside. And what I am going to do is I'm going to pull over. This is a fresh document over here. All right. So first thing, what I'm going to do actually is do the assignment with you. So I am going to, you can try and fast forward if you need to. This is probably going to be at least I'm going to say a 20-minute video. So hopefully, you'll watch it, and hopefully you will find it helpful moving forward. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up my instruction file here on one of my other monitors. Up there it is. I'm just going to move that out of the way so I can see what we need to do to complete this assignment. All right, so the first thing it says, obviously open the file, and then it would like us to type in sport and team photography, and then we're going to hit the enter key. So I'm going to go ahead and click my cursor in here to make it active. Sports and team photography. And then we hit the enter key, and then we'll type in Light Magic Studios is a full-service photography studio. Now, if you try to copy and paste this, it's going to mark it incorrect. So I just want to let you know, and I don't know if you did that or not. All right, so and then I'm going to go ahead and I hit my space bar because that's what it tells me to do after my period. And then we're going to insert the text from the file downloaded with a project called Word 11G team_as.docx. All right, so let's see, I hit the space bar after my period, and then I'm going to go up and insert, and I have to find my text from files. I need to go ahead, I need to find my tools. I need to expand that out to see where I insert my text from file. I'm trying to remember where this is located. All right, so we're on the insert tab, and I want to go to the text group, and I want to go to where it says object, hit that down arrow, and I'm going to choose text from file. Now I need to navigate to where that file is located. And I believe I have it in my downloads folder. And let's see, maybe I put it on my desktop. Oh shoot, I can't remember where I put it. Let's see. I need to look for. Let's see, I have it on my desktop. I have a window open over here. Where is this located? It's in my downloads folder. Okay, it is in here. So let me go ahead and change this to, this is crazy, a long time ago. This is really funny. I've never noticed this before. Deselect that. And let's go all the way to the top here. There we go. So let's look at, it's going to be in here, and the file that we want is, I believe, let me double check this, is called 11G Teams AS. So we want this file here. I'll go ahead and say insert, and it's going to dump that text into our document. All right, so that was step number 2. Now step number 3 says to change the line spacing for the entire document to 1.5, and then the spacing after to a 6 point. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Control-Alt because I want to select everything. And I'm going to go up to back to my Home tab. And because I'm working with changing my spacing, I'm going to go ahead and open up the dialog box launcher for the paragraph group. And they want the, let's see, they want the spacing after here to be 6 points. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the down arrow there. And my line spacing is going to be 1.5. So again, I'm going to double check that. Change the line spacing for the entire document to 1.5. I just did that. My spacing after to 6 points. And then they want us to apply a first line indent of 1/2 of an inch for each of the 4 paragraphs that begin with Light Magic Studios, some of the sports, Team Up With, and videos are available. So I can do a special first line indent by 1/2 inch, and then I say OK, and I can double check and see what we did. So Light Magic Studios was the first one that they wanted indented. Some of the sports was the next item. Team Up With Light Magic Studios was the next, and videos are available. So we're good to go here. All right, so we did that. Now, item number 4, right? We want to change our title font to 50. So here is my title. So I'm going to go up here and select, triple click, or over here in my margin to select. There is my title. We want to change this to 50. So I'll come over here. And notice we don't have 50, so I'm going to go in there and type in 50 and then hit enter. Okay, and we can even look and see. I'm going to pull this over here, actually pull this over here, and so we can see a comparison, right? So let's see, we changed that to 50, and we want the line spacing to 1. Right, so notice it's still selected. I'm going to go up to my line spacing, which is, I think this is my line spacing. Let's change that to 1. And let's see what else. We're going to center this, so I'm going to go ahead and center that. And there's something else. We're going to go up to the text effects and the typography gallery. Again, you know what? I really need to expand this in order for me to find everything. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that maximized. Sorry to confuse you there. I just kind of wanted to I was hoping we could do a side-by-side, but sometimes I just need to see all my tools, so I want to keep my window open. All right, so I'm on step number 4. All right, so we're going to go up to the text effects and the typography gallery. All right, so this is the styles gallery. All right, so this is not the text effects. So we need to locate our text effects. Let me go to it's not under layout, probably under design. And I'm going to go and select, if I hover over, usually these tell me what they are called. So the one that I'm looking for is oops, I am in the incorrect place. Let me go back home. Okay, I was certainly in the wrong place. I want to go ahead. I need to make sure I have that selected. I have to go to my font group, And it's this guy right here, my text effects and topography. And they ask us to choose in the first row the second effect. So here's my first row, the second effect. So it's that blue option there. That was step number 4. Step number 5, we're going to go at the beginning of the paragraph below our title. We're going to insert the picture file that's downloaded with this project. So I'm going to click, let's see, where am I clicking here? At the beginning of the paragraph. So I'm just going to make sure that I click to the left of the letter L, and we're going to insert that picture that we downloaded. So I'm going to go on up to insert. I'm going to go to picture. It's on this device, so I need to go ahead and locate that device. And I'm in here, so it's this swimming picture. So I'm going to go ahead and say insert. Select that and then say insert. And so we insert the image into our document. Now we want to change our picture height to 1.75. So with this selected, notice I get my picture format contextual tab will appear, and off to the right I see my height and my width, and I'm going to change my height to 1.75. So I'm just going to reduce that, and I'm probably going to have to type in the 5 here to make that officially 1.75. See that? Adjust just a smidge there. And the layout options, we want that to square. So again, I need to select this. Right over here, I can make that option, and I can make that square. All right, so that's going to bring everything up. And then one more thing that we need to do is they want us to format the picture options with a 10-point soft edge effect. So again, it's selected, right? And I need to go under my picture format. I need to reactivate that. And then under my picture effects, we want to select, again, I can remember, a soft edge effect. So let's go to my soft edge and let's hover till we find the one that says 10 points. There's 2.5. There's 5. Let's try down here. 25. This is probably our 10. There we go. There's 10. All right. Next up is step number 6. We're going to use the position command to display our layout dialog box. All right, so again, with this selected, all right, we are going to use this layout options. We're using this button right here, and then we're going to go down to more. All right, so that's going to give us and open up our layout option box here. All right, so from that layout dialog box, we want to change the position for the picture position so that our horizontal alignment is right relative to the margin. All right, so I want my horizontal is going to be right relative, all right, relative to the margin. All right, so it's going to be, whoops, leave this alone, remove that. So that's just going to be relative to the margin. And we want to change the vertical alignment to top relative to the line. All right, so it's going to be vertical, and that is going to be where am I at here? My position command, change my picture position so that the horizontal is right relative to the margin. Actually, we want it up here, right. It's going to become up here, right, relative to the margin. That did not seem right to me. And then our vertical is going to be, our vertical alignment is going to be, our vertical is top relative to the line. So that's going to be top relative to, and then we change that to the line, and we see OK, and we're going to see it move. Right, so it pops on over to the right-hand side. That was step number 6. Step number 7, we're going to select the 3 paragraphs that begin with photo CD and end with photo t-shirts. And we're going to put some check mark bullets to those. That's these items right over here. Okay, so we'll select those. We're going to come up to our paragraph group where our bullets are located, and we're going to give them a check mark. Number 8, we're going to locate the paragraph that begins with team up with light magic. So let's find that paragraph. Oh, here it is right here. Here is that paragraph here. And we want to click after the colon right over here. We're going to click to the right of the colon. And we're going to hit the enter. And we're going to remove that first line indent, right, which is right up here. So I'm just going to push that back. That's my first line indent. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And then I'm going to type a numbered list using the format 1, 2, 3 with the following 3 numbered items, right? So I'm going to go ahead and choose a numbered format. And the first item is going to say earn 5% off of every order. Number 2 is individual photos on CD. And item number 3 is free team portrait included. And we don't have any punctuation at the end of those 3 lines there. Alrighty, so let's take a look at what we have here. Now, I had to be honest with you, I'm looking at this and this doesn't seem quite right with me. So I'm just going to go back and reread what this instruction, because these are not lined up. This doesn't look right that these numbers are out here and these bullets are on the inside. So let me just double check what we did here. They wanted me to locate the paragraph that begins. We did that. Click after the colon, enter, remove the first line indent, which I did, and we put in a numbered list. All right, so maybe they're going to have us do something different. So I'm just going to leave it like that. It does say with the insertion point located at the end of that list, we're going to insert a basic chevron process smart art. All right, so my cursor should be right here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the enter key. And where am I at? All right, let me head on back. I'm actually going to go back to that line, and we're going to go up to Insert. We're going to go to Smart Art, and they want us to choose the Basic Chevron Process Smart Art. So I want to look under the process category, and we're looking for chevrons, which could be maybe this one, the basic chevron process. There it is. So I'll go ahead and insert that, and then in these boxes they would like us to put the words selection, enter, and then what is the next one? Service. I'm not concerned about those extra spaces because I will get rid of them, and quality. And I'll just hit my delete, and let me go back to our 3. We're going to select the outside border of my Smart Art. I'm going to go ahead and close that. Here's my outside border of my Smart Art. And we're going to change the color to a colorful range. So I'll come up here. Here's my change color. Here's colorful. And they want the range 5 to 6. So I'll hover over until I see 5 to 6. There it is. There's 4 to 5. So this one's going to be colors 5 to 6. And then we are going to apply the 3D cartoon style. So again, as I hover over in my styles gallery, we're going to hover until we find the one that says cartoon. There it is right there. We want to change the height of our Smart Art to 1.75 and our width to 6.5. So notice we have 2 contextual tabs. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the Format tab because I want to change my height to 1.75. And I can type that in, or I can use my spin box here. I'm going to have to go in there to get in that, to make that 1.75. And my width is going to be 6.5. So I want to increase my width to 6.5. And as we do that, we notice that it pops on down. It brings it on down to the bottom of page 1. All right, so let's see where I'm at here. I changed my height of my Smart Art. We want to change the layout options to square. So here's my layout options. Let's go back in here, and we're going to change that to square. So we'll go ahead and set that. And then we also want to, again, go in there and fix our position. So we're going to go ahead and do more. And again, here, we're going to, so that our horizontal alignment, let's go up here, my horizontal alignment is going to be centered relative to the page. So I'll go in here and center this relative to the page. And my vertical alignment is going to be set to the bottom, and that is going to be relative to the margin. Right, so we'll go ahead and say OK, and we see that get into place. All right, so that was step number 10. Now, step number 11, we're going to select the days and the times at the end of the document, and we're going to set a right tab with dot leaders. All right, so let me scroll over here. So they want us to select, again, the days and the times, the Monday through Wednesday and Friday. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And I'm going to go and put in a tab. Now, if your ruler is not visible at the top, all right, you need to turn it on. So you go to View, and you make sure there's a little check mark in there, because if you don't have it, it's going to look like that. But we need to see our ruler. So off to the left-hand side, now there's a couple ways we can input tabs. I like to use the tool right here. So if I hover over, it shows me it's a left tab. I see that's a center tab. Right? I'm hovering so you can see that. Here's the right tab. All right, so that's my right. So I'm going to go ahead and click on right. Right? And notice now as I hover over and I'm on top of my ruler, I'm going to now click at the, I have to make sure that does not, I need to go back one. Let's toggle through here. As I'm going through, there's my left, there's my center, there's my right. And just so you know, there's the decimal. If I hover back over, that's a decimal tab. That's a bar. If I hover over again, it should pop up and say bar, a bar tab. This is a first line indent. That's my hanging indent. And then we circle back to the beginning with left. All right, so again, let me do center and right. So there's my right tab. I want to put, let's see, a right tab with dot leaders at 6 inches. So I'm going to come over to my 6-inch mark, and I'm just going to click once on my ruler. There it is. All right, so I clicked, it's on my ruler. I need dot leaders. So there are those little dots that appear between the text and the inside. So in order to get in there, I'm going to do a double click, and that's going to open up my tab dialog box. And I can see that I am exactly on 6. It is a right tab, and I don't have a leader style selected, so I need to go ahead and we're going to select a style, a leader style 2. And I'm going to say set, and then we'll say OK, and then my dots appear in between. Right, so that was step number 11. All right, so I'm now on page 2 of our instructions. So step number 12 tells us that below the days and the times, we're going to insert a rounded rectangle shape, and we're going to modify that. So let's see, below the days and times, I'm just going to click down below. I'm going to come up to my Insert tab. I'm going to go to my Shapes. I'm going to select my rounded rectangle, which is this guy right here. I'll select that, and I get that crossbar, and we're going to insert a rectangular shape. So I'm just going to draw the shape because they're going to tell me specifically the dimensions. So my height should be at 1.5. Wow, I did that pretty spot on there. There's 1.5 high and 6.5 width. So again, I can, whoops, come on down there, 6.5. Okay, I want to display my shape style gallery, and we're going to, in the second row, apply the 6th style. So here's my shape style, and we want, what was that again? In the shape style gallery, in the second row, the 6th style. Here's the second row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's our 6th style. All right, so that is step number 12. Now in 13, we're going to use that position command again. We're going to go back to this layout box. We're going to come on down here and we're going to modify where we want this alignment. So I'm going to take a guess. We're going to work with our horizontal alignment. So let's see, change the position that both my horizontal and my vertical of the shape are centered relative to the margin. So it's aligned, centered relative to the margin. And my vertical also is going to be centered relative to the margin. All right, so we have our rectangular box here. Now inside the rectangle, we're going to type in Light Magic Studios. So I'll just start typing Light Magic Studios. I'll hit my Enter key, capture your memories. And there is a exclamation point. We're going to change the font size of all the text in the shape to a 24, so I need to go in there and select it. Home tab, we'll choose 24. Nope, they actually want a size 22, so let me come in there. I don't know if 22, it is a default. So we want size 22, and then we're going to center it. So it's already centered. Okay, step 16. We're going to use the position command to display the layout box. Did I do this already? Oh, I jumped ahead. So we were actually on step 14. So in the rectangle box, I type in Light Magic Studios, capturing your memories, and then we do change this to a size 24. All right, so that's going to be a size 24. So I just fixed that. We're now going to go back to the top of our document. So let me come back over here, and we're going to position our command to insert a text box above our title. So I'm going to come over here and say Insert. I'm going to choose text box, right? And we're going to draw a text box. I don't want it there. It's actually going to come over here, right? And it thinks that, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and undo that. I don't like that. What happened? I need to deselect, right? So let me deselect and then come back over to text box, right? We're just going to insert a text box. We click on that text box. And we're going to draw a text box above sports and team photography. We're going to change our height to a 1/2 inch. See it with it selected. My height is a 1/2 inch, so we'll use the adjustment there. We want this 3.6, our width, and inside is going to be Light Magic Studios. All right, so there's Light Magic Studios. We're going to then change the font. This one is going to be 22, and we're going to center it. So I'm going to go ahead, select that, go back to my Home tab, 22. We'll go ahead and center that. Now using our position command again, let's go back to that layout, right? So let's move on down here. And let's look and see how they would like this to be positioned. So we're going to position our text box so that our horizontal alignment is centered relative to the page. So horizontal is centered relative to the page, and our vertical is going to be absolute position. All right, so we actually want this guy down here, the absolute position. The vertical absolute position is 0.5 below. So let's shimmy that up so it's 0.5, and it's going to be below the page. I'm going to say OK. Now with my text box still selected, we're going to go to the Shape Fill Color Palette, right? So I'm going to go activate my shape format under my Shape Fill. We're going to go to the Color Palette, and in the 9th column, we're going to click the second color. So let's count over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's the blue, and we want this blue accent lighter 80%. We want our shape outline the same color, so we don't actually want to see that outline on there. So we'll come back to our shape outline, and we're going to apply that same color there. We're going to apply a box setting page border, and we're going to choose the first style that we see there. So I'm going to go ahead and deselect, and I'm going to come in here and say Insert, and let's see. We want to come in and come back to my home. Let's go back to over here, borders and shading. I'm going to go ahead and open that up, and I want a page border, all right? And the type of border that they are asking for is a box style. So I'll go ahead and select a box style page border, and we're going to choose that first style. So we'll keep that default setting right there. We're going to go to the color palette, and in the 9th column, first color, we're going to apply that blue. So let's come down to my color palette here. We know we're in that blue family here. It's the first column. And the last thing they want us to do is insert the file name field in the footer. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And I'm going to go to my insert. There's a couple ways that we can do this. I like to just click in the footer area. So if I click down the bottom, I'm in that footer area. And so that's one way that we can do that. And then with being in that area, they want us to insert the file name field. So if I come up here, I can find some document information, and I can see file name. So now it's going to paste that field so that if I change the name of the file, then the field automatically gets updated instead of us manually typing that in. That's why we do something like that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and deselect that and pull out of there. And oops. All right, so this is what my file looks like. And now I'm going to go back and look at our solution. So let me go and let me pull this over here. All right, so this was your submission here, right? And let's so we can view this so they look equal. We'll do one page here. And this is what the solution file that we were looking at earlier looks like. All right, so that one's yours. Let me minimize this here, and that's the student one. Pull that here. We wanted to see final document. All right, so this is what we did, and they look pretty spot on. The only thing I have an issue with is our bullets right here. So these bullets really should not be indented. So these need to come back and be aligned with the numbers, because this is the solution here on the left-hand side. All right. So I do hope that this video helped. I apologize immensely that it's 35 minutes long, but these assignments should not be taken lightly. They do take time. The training is really, really helpful. However, you can't crunch it all in one time. All right, so take a look at this video. And again, I'm going to apologize because it's long, but it is necessary for me to have gone through to show you everything. All right, again, let me just pop one down so you can see page 2 as well, and see how they are alike. All right, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. If you still feel that you need to meet with me, let me know when you can. I'll be honest with you, Thursday is not a good day. I am in class all day, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I am not out of class until 2 o'clock. And then from there, I go to my office hours, and I am in the middle of advising right now. And so I don't have time to hop on a Zoom during the day. So it would have to be at another time. So if you still would like to meet, please let me know. I will wait to hear from you, and I do hope that you find this video step-by-step demonstration helpful. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.